What's going on? How y'all doing?
Glad to see you.
Yes, sir.
We just watched a Super Bowl where the offensive line imposed its will and basically turned the tide of battle. As a person who clearly enjoys shoving other people and forcing them to do things they don't want to do in places they don't want to be, do you get excited about the fact that maybe the NFL is reawakening the importance of offensive line and the running game?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of guys right now, especially, that Eagles front, but also all over, the NFL that are playing at a really high level. And, they've been able to show that, the entire year. Saquon's an amazing back, but, it all starts up front with those guys. No, sir, I have not. Yes, sir, I anticipate it, yes, sir.
Have you met with the Jaguars during this process?
No, sir.
What would it be like, being back with Brian Thomas, especially, after the year he had last year?
Yeah, it'd be amazing, with me. I'm just excited for any opportunity that I get, but to be able to link up with some of my old teammates, Brian Thomas, Mason Smith, Jordan Jefferson, guys like that, it'd be pretty cool.
Will, have you talked to teams about possibly switching positions, and how comfortable would you be doing that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams that I've talked to, they see me as a tackle, but, I feel like, I've told all the teams that, I feel like I put the stuff on tape to show that I can play tackle at a very high level. But, I'm willing to do whatever I can to help the team win. And, if you told me that, I was going to start at right guard versus, left tackle being a backup, I'm going to tell you to put me at right guard.
Your preference for...
How have you dealt with that, and how effective have you been for the course of your career?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've, shown everything I need to on tape to show, like I said, I can play tackle at an elite level. You can go look at my tape. There's not one play on there that when I get beat, you say, oh, that's because he has shorter arms. Obviously, I don't have, stereotypical offensive tackle arms, but, I'm aware of that, and that's something that I use, every week to, my game plan and preparation on how to attack different defenders.
You prefer gap scheme, zone scheme? Any preference there?
I like scoring touchdowns. So whatever that is, whatever we're best at, that's what I like the most.
And have you met with the Seattle Seahawks?
Yes, sir, I have.
How did that conversation go?
It went well. I had a bunch of meetings. They all went very well. And, I was just super excited to get in there with them.
Will, there's a lot of tackles kind of clumped around where you're at, middle of the first round. What do you think separates you from the rest of the group?
My work ethic. My resume speaks for itself. I've been able to play in the best conference, in college football at the highest level, for 3 years. And I feel like that separated me from everybody else. 3 years starter in the SEC, and you can go look at all the stuff. It speaks for itself. I feel like that's what separates me.
Will, your body composition has clearly changed. What have you been doing differently after the season in terms of both your diet and your conditioning?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the same thing that I've been doing, during the season, eating clean, lifting, running, all that type of stuff, just trying to get ready.
Who's an offensive lineman that you really respect?
Being from North Louisiana, a guy that I always looked up to was Andrew Whitworth. He's from the same area as me, played at LSU. So any lineman out of the 318, that's a guy that, you look up to, him, Cam Robinson, other guys of that stature. But, whenever I was in high school, the guy that you really look up to, or that I looked up to that was in college at the time, was Penei Sewell.
You mentioned Penei.
Faster than people were anticipating, I'll tell you that.
Will, you
No, sir, I have not.
Will, you mentioned you're from northern Louisiana, Monroe. Did you speak to the New Orleans Saints? What would it be like to be drafted by a team that's not that far away from where you grew up?
Yeah, I actually got an opportunity to speak with the Saints. Being from Louisiana, being that people only from Louisiana understand what football means in that state. And, to be able to not only represent myself, my family, and, that organization, to be able to represent the state of Louisiana again would mean everything to me.
Well, you mentioned Penei Sewell earlier. Who are your top three offensive linemen in the game right now?
I'd say offensive tackles. I'd say the top three, in my opinion, are Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, and then Penei.
I appreciate it.
Well, what do you want to do tomorrow? Are you going to do anything? What's your plan?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do the 40. I'm going to broad jump and do position drills.
What do you want to showcase in those position drills?
I just want to show my athletic ability, versatility, right, left, whatever it might be, whatever they need me to do. I'm going to get out there and do it and just get excited to compete.
Will,